In Alberta, the Canadian Derby is the pinnacle of a 3-year-old's race year here and the proudest moment of the year for owners. My partner and I, Robert Vargo, were competitive guys, and when we took on horse racing, it was Knights Covenant that got this all started.
Knights Covenant in the wire! Knights Covenant wins it!
But, you know, our goal was to win the Canadian Derby.
And Academics cleared off by 5 lengths in the Canadian Derby.
I was the trainer of record at the time, and a kid growing up in Alberta, that's a big deal. That's our Kentucky Derby.
Tim continues to be the guy that we'll go to for the horses that we bring here that are good. River's Edge in Okotoks, Alberta, started out as my wife and I moving down from Fort McMurray, loving the countryside. We got 100 horses. We're always looking for that next year's Canadian Derby winner.
Trooper John I've had since he was a baby. We broke him at River's Edge, and he was always a fun-loving colt.
The final race of last year was a 1 1/16, and we had our other well-bred boy in there, Norm's Big Buck. So we said, well, why don't we just see what the two of them can do together?
We had some real tragedy here last year with Norm's Big Bucks.
Something to miss here as he's being pulled up by a Walcott. Norm's Big Buck's out of this race.
He was just one of them horses that I may never get a horse like him again.
It is Trooper John now opening up by 4 or 5 big lengths.
Yeah, it was highs and lows. Like I said, it was Trooper John dominated the juvenile.
This is all Trooper John.
But that was the same race that, you know, we ended up having to put Norm's Big Bucks down afterwards. It was terrible. Yeah, it was terrible.
Trooper John is showing that, you know, everything you put in front of him, he's able to knock down.
And Trooper John gets up the score. Trooper John wins the Cayalta, and Trooper John will stamp himself the favorite for the Canadian Derby from Northland.
So he's been a pretty special horse for us.
He's a pretty confident horse, but not in a cocky, unruly kind of way. I get up and I can't wait to get down here to make sure that he's okay going forward.
Horse racing ownership is like owning a team. You need all the parts to work real well to be successful.
Because it's my second year here, it means a lot to me to win it.
Keyshawn's got to be on the top of his game.
He's a good kid. He's probably as wound up about this race as anyone.
I just don't want to mess it up. It's all in my head, just thinking about it.
You know, Robertino looks like he's bought a pretty nice horse there. Rod Combs does a great job with his horses here.
In this business, anything can happen. But Trooper John stands out, and no doubt he's the horse to beat.
Yeah, there's lots of pressure. I try not to think of him as the favorite. I want to do good for the barns. I want to do good for the owners, obviously. They've put a lot of money and time to this.
This is a whole different kettle of fish. This is something that you've been involved in it since it was a yearling.
You never really think that a second one's going to come along. So to win the Canadian Derby for me this time around it'd be unbelievable. It'd be, you know, dream come true.